Everyone's been touting about $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 Bitcoin. Now, what I'm going to tell you right now in this video is I'm gonna break down, I'm gonna show you analytically exactly why I believe Bitcoin is heading towards $87,000. Obviously, it's going to go a lot higher, but I'm gonna show you how we're going to reach $87,000 relatively soon. So stay tuned. Now, before I go ahead and continue, do me a favor, smash the like button, make sure you're subscribed with notifications on as well if you want to follow more about what we have to say and share in the Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency world. And it would also help us out tremendously as a new channel as well. So that'd be awesome for your support. But if you haven't done so yet, we also have a Telegram group where you can chat with me and other individuals that we make calls. We go ahead and we see entry points, and we see really good entry points as well. And we're typically relatively profitable. We're not swing traders. I mean, some of us are, but a lot of times we're long-term holders looking for the bottom to buy in. So we're always buying the dips. So if you want interesting calls and you want to learn more and you want to connect, then just join the Telegram group and we'll see you there. So now let me hop into my computer as we do some analysis and I dive deep into why I believe in the very near future, Bitcoin is hitting $87,000. Let's get right into it. So now that we're in the chart, the first thing I want you to see, well, that you can't really miss, is the EMA ribbons. So that's what it's known as, is the EMA ribbon. So as you can see, it goes from 55 up to 20. It's known as the exponential moving average. So why this is important is because it acts like a support level. So basically, if we just take a look back over here, I think maybe this was January. Yeah, so January right over here. If we go ahead and we just kind of go right over here, we can see that it's 30%. So this hits the support line really, really well that we have, the EMA 55. So it hits roughly 30%, which again, during a correction, that's typically what we can pretty much see is 30%. But again, all of this is just charting, it's technical analysis. So can it be lower than 30%? Yeah. Can it be, higher than 30%? Yeah, of course. So then what happened is we saw a literal spurt to the upside. And so in essence, we haven't seen it touch the last support EMA line that I've set right over here. Now we've had a little bounce right over here, this little pump, if you will. And so this is what happens when we touched the, one of the ribbons, obviously, as you can see right over here. So we started to go ahead and have this little pump. Now we're back in and it's touching support. Now here's what I will say: if it goes ahead and keeps pushing down and we actually break the 55 EMA support, then it might be more bearish. But as long as it remains above, it's bullish. So keep that in mind. So if I just go right over here and show you this really quickly, if we go ahead and we touch roughly 42,243, we would still be bullish on anything above that number. Now watch this, right? If we were to take a look at the correction again, that would be a correction of roughly, let's just see, of roughly 27%, right? So, which is rather interesting because, like I said before, we can expect roughly 30% for corrections. But as it stands right now, the farthest support line that it's touched is roughly 25% or so. So now what's happening is we're bouncing back to the upside. But again, it still hasn't gone ahead and had that exact 30% correction. But again, it's never exact. It doesn't need to be exact. So now this is important. I'm actually going to go ahead and chart this out for you. So right around here, we have a resistance level of give or take 40,607, right? Now here's the thing that I talked about before. We haven't tested this particular level yet. So because we haven't tested this particular level, in my opinion, it is a bullish sign. But again, the probability of us testing this level when there's a correction is relatively high. Now take a look at this. If we go ahead and we flip under 41,000, then I do believe it will be a bearish sign. Now, again, it needs to flip under 41,000 for me to go ahead and really solidify the fact that it's going to be definitely a little bit bearish as we go ahead and we push down. Now, in my opinion, obviously I drew the arrow pretty steep, but I would, if I had to guess, if we were to go ahead and break 41,000, I would say we would end up near $30,000 or so. Again, I'm not 100% too sure about this. Nobody is. Nobody can tell the future. However, there's something really interesting that we can do right over here. We can actually use the Fibonacci retracement tool. And what we can do is we can actually just take a look at, well, the 618 zone. So the 618 zone, which I'll just explain in a second. So if we go from the bottom and then we hit the, we go to the top right over here, right? So what this tells me, see exactly how my arrow lined up, exactly where 618 is. 618 is like the comfort level, the comfort zone for pretty much any crypto, really. It's the comfort zone of this particular market. So a lot of cryptocurrencies like to hang out around the 618. So this also known as the Fibonacci golden pocket. So again, I'm trying to explain it for everybody who doesn't really understand it. I would call it a little bit of a comfort zone, right? Now, here's something that I want you to really go ahead and take a look at. So if we just take a look right over here where we saw this little pump and then we just go ahead and just skyrocket to a new high. We actually want to go ahead and take a look right over here. You can see that if we just go to the new high, it's roughly 100%, right? So it's 100% right over here, 100% gain, which is absolutely astronomical. Now, what happens if we follow the same exact pattern? And again, if we take a look at this, it's roughly in 24 days, but if we really want to get down and nitty gritty over here, we can take a look at the very bottom right over here, go up, and that's 30 days exact, and we're looking at roughly 100% or so. So what happens if it follows the same exact pattern? Well, we're gonna take the bottom right over here, and then we're gonna go up 130 days. So let me just make this chart a little smaller. We're gonna go up 100%, and it's going to be 30 days. And what is gonna happen is we're going to end off around, whoops, I completely messed that up. So we're going to end up around, let me reset the chart. All right, let's see here, in 30 days, because I wanna nail it 30 days on the dot. So 30 days and 100%, we would end up around $86,000, $87,000. Again, that's if we follow the same pattern that previously just happened, which would be phenomenal. So in my opinion, this would be the best case scenario. So if we take a look at a longer time frame, what we can see as it goes ahead and have this little correction right down here, we're able to push up and see that we're close to 255%. Now, this is really intriguing to me because even if we go ahead and we start this where it starts to really push up right down here, we're gonna go and we're looking at roughly 300%. So if we go ahead and we just take a look at where it starts to push up, now again, this has really nothing to do with where I believe it's going to go in, immediately. But I do believe that right over here where we can see it starts to push up, we're looking at, like I said before, 100%. Now get a load of this right over here. Let's just take the bottom point back in, where is this? October 2017. And within, let's just go right about here. So within 85 days, we had a 548% gain. So this is absolutely incredible because of the fact that, remember, this is the first bull run that we really experienced when the price hit just shy of $20,000. So we're going to remeasure this, and we're going to go right here. Let me remeasure, and then go right here back to let's just see here, back to 30 days or so. We're at 236, right? So that's the very first bull run that we went ahead and experienced. Now let's just take a look at what is happening right now. So we're going to take right here, we're gonna go right here. We're at 100%, right? So we're at 100%, but if we were to go ahead and we were to extend this, let's just say from right when we started to take off until even right now, we're at 200 and we're at the same level, 250-ish% in the same amount of days. Now, What happens if this right here, this bottom support, we see another run up of 259% or 250%? Well, let's just, let's do some math. So right over here, and let's go to 80 days. So let me just go and decrease this because we're really gonna need it to be decreased here. Let's just do 250 right over here, and in 80 days, so 250, 80 days. So 250, 80 days. All right, we're looking at around $149,000 for Bitcoin. So again, this makes things very, very interesting given the fact that we have previous bull run history. We have it long-term and we have it short-term. Now, I want you to see something which is really, really, really going to blow you away, all right? So I'm gonna just pretty much hide everything over here so you can get a clear vision of what I see that's really going to blow you away. All right, so currently right over here, this is where we are, right? So this is where we are. And if we go ahead and we just take a look back in 2017, this is rather interesting. So that's where we are, but if I were to go ahead and blow this up a little bit and make this a little bit bigger, and I'm gonna take a screenshot of this as well. So right over here, remember, this is 2017 that we're looking at now. So I wanna quickly take a screenshot of this, what we see right over here. And then I want to go back to essentially where we are in today's time. So I'm gonna open up this screenshot and I'm gonna put it right next to where we are now. This is 2017. This is where we are now, okay? So let me zoom out a little bit more as well so we can really go ahead and get a better idea over here. So if I were to do this, right? And then just come over here so I can put it next to the picture. You guys see what's pretty much happening? We have this draw up, pull down, right? So again, we're drawing up, we're pulling down. And then if we go back to 2017, we already know what happens here. We already know how this story plays out, right? Go sideways for a little bit and then we just go parabolic. So again, it's happening faster than it did before. So what I will say is previously, in just the last few weeks, even the past year, we've seen some incredible growth, just absolutely incredible growth. So if we just take from the bottom, and I've done this already multiple times, at 100%. So if we just go ahead and we take the other bottom right over here, we're also looking at, whoops, that wasn't the bottom. I completely overlooked that, I don't know why. Again, 100% gain. Now, if we take the bottom yet again, and I'll show this one last time, 100% gain, we're going to be sitting at roughly $87,000. And that's why I believe we're going to be resting at $87,000 for the next milestone for Bitcoin. So I hope you learned a lot here, and there's a bunch of information to dissect, and I hope you can see why I believe that Bitcoin is heading towards $87,000. Now, is it gonna go higher? Yes, I already said this, but relative to the future, not 2-3 years from now, I do believe we'll be seeing an $87,000 Bitcoin price. So with that being said, smash the like button, subscribe. I'll see you very soon.